what I've done is what I do and will do every month is I put took the photograph that you sent me, and then I simply put the name of the person who made this. So this is from Stephen Swanson, is the first one we've got. Do you want me to just scroll through them?
No, I think give Stephen a chance to speak to it.
Go ahead, Stephen.
About the only thing is, well, it's walnut and tiger maple.
Okay.
Did you turn that finial between centers, or did you turn it projecting from a chuck?
Projecting from a chuck.
So I would just like to add to Barry. There's more than 12 pictures, but 12 people actually submitted pictures for the finial. So Tim Grotzinger.
Whoa.
Is Tim on board, or Tim got any comments?
I'm here.
Are these
are 8 that I turned about a month ago. The longest finials are about 4 inches.
Huh.
All the light wood is sycamore, and the 2 that are dark are mahogany. And all the finials are different types of wood, anything from purple heart to the one in the upper right corner is box elder.
Tim, are these hollow?
They are hollow, yes.
Any other questions?
Finished with the Beal buffing system.
And did you turn those finials between center or from a chuck?
From a chuck.
Thank you.
Do they weigh less than 2 ounces?
I don't know. I didn't weigh them.
I'm sorry this one hasn't expanded up. I can't make it any bigger. Dave Beal's picture.
Yeah, I had a piece of wood laying around Sunday, so I decided to make the umbrella part. So I made the umbrella part, and after I made the umbrella part, then I made the 3-inch finial. It's a little longer than 3 inches, but the upper part was already made. It's not proportional. The umbrella part should be much bigger if you're going to use the 3-inch finial. So I just sent it because of the idea of having something like an umbrella, but it's not proportional.
Neat idea.
Very clever idea, Dave.
Yeah.
How did you scallop your umbrella?
What I did is once I got keep in mind, I only made the top part. So I was only working with the top part. Anyways, I made the top part basically a hemisphere. And then the largest diameter, turned out that the largest diameter was 5 5/8. So all I did is go around the largest part of the diameter and marked off 1 inch and 1/8. And then after I did that, I made a little template type thing where the part of the arc was 1 inch and 5/8 and went around and drew it in. And then what I should have done, I used a Dremel to hog out some of the wood, but what I did is I just went to a sanding drum and I drummed it out.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
very nice.
It was pretty easy. My walls could have been more uniform. Those, I learned in the process. Like I said, the design was kind of a good idea. It should have been bigger. The only reason I sent it was I thought the design was an idea and maybe somebody can do much better.
And the wood for your umbrella and the dye?
Oh, the wood, the umbrella is just the laminated birch. And then the other piece, the finial is all maple. And I had the maple come up through, and all I did is take a Sharpie and I colored the top there.
Okay.
I used a shaft. I cut off the hook, long shafted fish hook, and cut the hook off, and I just use that for the eye hook.
Yeah.
Bill Tetkovsky, is it Bill on the call tonight? I didn't see him sign in.
It looks
So-
like a COVID, doesn't it?
Yes, it's almost depressing.
Very appropriate for this
It's really
Christmas.
clever.
This is there's three that Ben Kaufman sent, but one was a little bit out of focus. So this is the first picture, and there's what Ben's actual finished product was. Ben, do you want to comment?
Yeah, it's walnut and maple little birdhouse that I hollowed it out and put threads on it, threaded the top on.
So what is that? So you can collect the eggs?
No, you just clean it out.
Okay. Clean it out. Your wife goes in and dusts the inside of your ornaments?
So when the birds are done nesting, you have to clean it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Fair enough. This is 3 parts of John Kelsey's. I've got 3
You got
pictures.
them in the
that I
wrong
made.
order. That's, you
I
got them in the, yeah.
I know what it is, but
Oh,
I thought the order you put them in, John. I was thinking, how the heck did he do that?
Well, show them the next one where it's assembled. That's better. And then come back to this one.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's the ornament, and the ornament is just red spray glitter. Now go back to the one you had a minute ago. Yeah. Now there's the finials without the ornament. That's actually magnetically suspended.
I was going to say, you did that with super magnets, didn't you?
Yeah. There's a magnet in the end of each piece. And then there's you don't see it here, but there's a fish line that goes down here to the eye of a upholstery needle. Then that
Right
takes
there.
it over to the tuning peg over here, which allows me to exactly adjust the distance because it falls down if you get it too far. And actually the hardest thing to make here was the tuning peg to get the taper to work right. The black it's all pear wood actually. The base is cherry, but it's all pear wood, and the black is Sharpie on pear.
John, that's
Okay.
amazing.
It is.
Glad you like it. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's one you need to put up in a store someplace, just to have people. What the- How big are those magnets?
They're 1/4 inch by 3/8 inch.
It's okay. And is that just about the maximum distance you could make it without them falling in there? Or is it a little bit?
Yeah, the thing is the weight of the lower finial. I made some bigger ones using quite large magnets, disc magnets, but the finial weighed too much. When it's together as an ornament, there's actually another magnet inside the red ball. So that sticks to the top finial, and the bottom finial then sticks to that. Now, when you take the ball out, this is right about at the limit. The magnetic field diminishes with the square of the distance. So these are pretty powerful little magnets, but you get more than an inch apart. Another interesting fact about magnets is from their point of view, air, wood, and finger are all the same. They don't weaken by putting any of those in place.
I guess.
So is that, or did you dye it?
Sharpie.
A Sharpie pen. Okay. Cool.
Well, that's neat.
Very price.
Okay, this the ball portion is holly, and I used my spiraling jig that I showed about a month ago or whatever to create the channels, and then poured. It didn't turn out as nicely as I had hoped. The epoxy in the channels was really metallic red, but I guess there has to be a light passing through it or illumination from the inside for you to realize that. You can just barely tell that it's red, both in the photograph and in person. And the top cap and the finial are both a South American boxwood called ivory, and it's a very pale yellow. And I asked John Kelsey a few days ago what he does to dye his wood, and he told me his secret about magic marker. So that's what that is. And it turns out that it doesn't make it truly black, or at least on the case of the boxwood, it makes it almost like ebony. There's a slight reddish cast when you see it personally, I mean, face to face. And the design for the finial was just, I looked up one of Cindy Drozda's tutorials, and she calls this her trademark finial. And so I tried to copy it.
Like a piece of candy.
I'm
Very
sorry.
nice.
Oh, thank you.
That's an interesting
Really elegant.
take on your spiraling jig. That's really nice.
Yeah, and you can see in that picture how the spiral runs out. I couldn't get it deep enough, and you can also see chatter from the router bit. And that's an artifact of trying to do a 3/4 inch deep plunge all at once. The small lash I have in my cutting head allowed the bit to chatter. So it looks good from 5 feet away, but up close it starts to lose its appeal.
I see Bill Tutkovsky's joined us. So Bill,
Yeah.
everybody was commenting, this looked an awful lot like a certain disease that's going around. Was that your intention?
Yes, it was. It's a it's a CDC COVID-19. What it is, it's about 1.75 inch diameter sphere, which I had to learn how to turn a sphere. I went on YouTube and saw how to do, they had like a bocce ball, 5 inch or so. So I was able to turn the 2 inch or 1.75 inch, but I wanted to hollow it. So, you know, you have to be able to mount it, have it mounted, you know, projection on there to mount it. So I hollowed it. And then I got the protein on it. There's about 60 of those things. And I drilled about 1/8 inch hole, and I used a bamboo skewer and cut little triangles, isosceles triangles, and glued them to the bamboo skewers and put them in. But there's little orange protein and some yellow and about 60 of the red ones in there. And as for the finial and icicle, I use what is it, from our Dr. Keith, his program, that demo that he did for icicles and finials, which were very good. So I did that. And the base is a piece of cherry, and it's about the icicles about 3 3/8 inch long. So it's not very big, but there it is. It was fun making it, but a little tedious putting those parts together.
I guess.
Very creative.
Thank you, Barry. Bill.
Yeah, you bet.
Jack Gardner. Looks like you were looking forward to winter.
Well, they were supposed to be tree ornaments, or you could just send them on a counter. And I was reading the AAW newsletter and saw some, so I tried them. And I think they came out pretty good. It's the accessories that you have that sort of make them. And they're real, that's real coal in the eyes.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, a little piece, we had to chip them up to get them.
So you're sitting there chipping coal. Is you get that out of your fireplace or what?
Nah, there's just a couple pieces around just to, I don't know what we were going to do with them, but I think I'm in handy.
I was going to say, yeah, no kidding.
Santa Claus left them.
They were made out of maple, And then I put a butcher block oil and finish on it.
Well done.
Thank you. Oh, and down at the bottom, we put some of that snow stuff.
Thank you, Jack. Johnine.
So it's a sea anemone. A couple years ago, I got Ashley Harwood's DVD on making these, and so I used that method. It's a sea anemone, and then it's ebony for the top and the finial. The finial is, on this one, is about 3.2 inches long, and then down at the bottom near the tip, it's 1.8 millimeters in diameter. And I did, oh gosh, a bunch of these last year, but then I did a few more just in the last couple weeks. And her method uses like gap filler, the foam. It's a foam gap filler that you spray to support the hollow shell, and then you put a wooden dowel through it, and then that's what's holding the top and the finial to the shell itself.
Cool. Cool. So I noticed you said 1.8 millimeters as opposed to 2 millimeters. Are you that accurate with your measurements? Are you using a micrometer to measure?
Electric caliper.
I'm teasing.
Yes, Doug, I used an electric caliper.
That's what my father-in-law used on his machine shop, but you're not dealing with steel here, so it's just at that end of the finial. So you're down at 1.8 millimeters. Was that still tied in by the time you finished it, and then parted off at the end, or were you, or did you part it off and then finish the diameter at the end?
So the way she has you do it is through on a chuck, a long jaw chuck, and you start at the skinny end and work your way to the base, which in this case is toward the sea anemone. So you start at the tip.
So are you saying that you fed that through the middle of your chuck, through the head of your lathe? You the hole's small enough to go through the diameter is small enough to go through the. Never mind.
No, so the base of it,
get it.
The part that you can't see that's going inside the anemone.
Yeah. Okay.
That part's held in a chuck.
And a jaw chuck. Okay.
Yep. And then it basically it starts out a cylinder, and then you're just starting at the end.
Yeah.
At the tip, and slowly working your way back toward the base.
Got
So
it.
did you use a skew chisel for that?
I did not. No, I don't like skews unless I'm doing like, I don't know, like a line detail, using it to make an indentation for, a line to add definition or something. But I don't, I'm not a fan of the skew. I just used a regular small gouge.
What's the wood you used?
Ebony.
Thank you, Janine.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I've got 3 pictures of yours. Are they all the same, or are they 3 different ones?
3 different. It's the same ornament, 3 different views.
Okay.
So I wanted to do the sea urchin style, but with a pine cone instead of the sea urchin. And it's coco bolo with friction polish finish. And I turned it between centers first to sort of rough it out, and then split the 2 halves, the top and bottom, and then turned those in my mini spigot chuck.
So because it's a pine cone, you didn't have to put something, the thing all the way through.
I did actually put a bamboo skewer all the way through it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I actually got really, really lucky. I drilled from the base down, the larger end, the top, I guess, and met it from the other side.
Okay.
Matt, how many pine cones did you have to go through till you got symmetrical?
I have a huge bag of them. This was probably number 15 or 20. And I did have to do some selective pruning to get it to look nice.
It does look nice.
Oh, nice.
Hanging tall.
And the white is a paintbrush or what?
The white,
This one
Oh.
appears, it looks, it has white tips on it.
I think that's
oh,
just,
it's shiny. It's just the glare.
It's just the glare. Okay.
Oh,
Cool. Alan.
Yeah,
got-
can keep going. I want to start one more again. Yeah, right there's where I want to start. This was my first attempt. I've never done an ornament before. And so what this is walnut, and the little globe in the middle, we took out a large bush, and if I can say it, if I'm saying it right, Euonymus Manhattan. But I was pleasantly surprised at what the grain looked like. And there's a little bit of chipping on this. This does not quite meet the qualifications for the December challenge. That bottom finial is only 2 3/4 inches thick. I was using a piece of walnut in long jaw chuck and ran out of room. And so that was my first attempt. Now, go ahead. We're going backwards here now. This next piece, then my wife and I were down at Longwood Gardens last week, and they had a tree decked out with these. These were about 6 inches long, and my wife really liked them. She said, "Can you make me some?" And I said, "Sure." So I made this one, and she looked at it and she said, "That's too big for our tree." So now I think we need to go past the, yeah. Okay.
I've only got 3 of them here, Alan. I didn't put the 4th.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well then,
Okay.
yeah. So I made, I've got 6 of the smaller ones. They're 4 and about 4.5, I think. And I've got a couple more blanks I'm going to work up to. So that's.
Are you going to leave them that color, just plain, or are you planning on doing anything else with them?
No, that is, she wanted them plain. That is silver maple.
Okay.
And the one to the left with the markings, it had some color in the silver maple, and I kind of like that. But Kathy said she would just prefer them plain, so it's got a high gloss polish on them.
Cool. Thank you. So the last 3 are mine. This is a sea urchin, like sort of like what Janine showed. Is a different type of sea urchin, but it's a finial. The finial's purple heart. It's about 3.5, 4 inches long, and I did a second one with this one. Has similar type of fashion, was redwood and the maple finial. They're both, those 2 are both hollow. Oh, that's a hollowed out one. And then the last one I finished today is this one here, which is amethyst. I got some amethyst beads a while ago at a rock show, and I've never had an idea of how to use them, and so I found today that made it. I got the copper or the gold-plated wire. I think it's gold-plated aluminum at Michael's, and twisted it. You know, put the amethyst between it, and then you twisted it on my drill, and made the finial out of maple hanging out there.
That's really clever, Doug.
Thank you. So
Nice.
How long is that, Doug?
it's about, let me see. It's about 6 inches long total, top to bottom.
Thank you.
So that's the last photo that I got from anybody. Did I miss anybody? I apologize for missing people. I will stop the screen share unless there's any other questions or comments anybody has.
yeah, I
Does
think.
anybody have an entry that they didn't send a photograph in?
yeah,
They
I got
weren't
one.
pulled up?
I've got one that I did. I didn't get it finished up, and I just did sprayed it with lacquer. It's a cherry globe hollowed. The top and the ball are one piece. And then the finial is a Purple Heart finial, sprayed with lacquer.
Nice.
I have a question, Ron. I heard different people say they hollow them. How much hollowing do you actually do with something like that?
I try to get them down to about 1/8 of an inch wall.
You would have to have some special tools to do that with.
I use an Allen wrench, sharper than Allen wrench.
Okay.
It works better than any tools that I bought.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of. You go up to Green Dragon, you get a whole box full of Allen wrenches for about $1 if you want to. So
Yeah. I have a
everybody's-
David Ellsworth angle hollowing tool, and I like the Allen wrench better than the David Ellsworth.
Yeah, my COVID sphere, that was about 1/8 inch in diameter also. And I have some homemade little bent tools and stuff that I can get in there, but
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
the finial's mounted on a 5/16 hole, and that's what I hollow through the bottom. I go in through the bottom with the Allen wrench.
Okay.
Ron, in a design like that, you can make it in 2 parts, split around the middle, right where you have a burn line, and hollow it out like 2 little dishes and glue it back together.
Oh, yeah, that could be done. I've never done that, but usually I'll put a separate cap on and a finial. But in this case, I had the wood in the chuck. I just turned the top but it's simple enough to hollow them through with the Allen wrench.
Yeah, I think I made a couple of the small hollow form things out of the screwdriver.
Yeah.
Also, just a regular screwdriver and sharpen the end off. Bent it around the corner. Just set it up in front of your blowtorch. Bend it until it's red hot enough, and bend it. Make it into the shape you want. You don't have to worry about them staying sharp for too long, because if you're taking that much time to hollow out a 1.5 inch diameter ball, you're probably through the side of it.
yeah.
I have something else I want to show. It's an interesting little ornament that I've started making. I have a lot of Purple Heart 2x4s. Doug knows about that. But this is a 1.5 by 3.5 a Purple Heart.
Hold it back a bit, Ron. Back up a bit there.
I turned the inside and turned the top. Now this one is 4 inches long. Got one of the little LED candles in it. I started out with one of 6 inches long, and I thought that was too long. So I went to the 4, and that's a little bit short to me. So I've got a bunch of them made at 5 inches. And I'm gonna send a bunch of them to my kids. But I drill an 1.5 inch hole in the top, get one of the little LED candles, and I turn them about 1800. They go pretty good.
So it's
So
like
you
a
just
little
have an-
votive candle in there, Ron. Like a little LED votive.
Yes. Little votive light, the LED light, yeah.
You just have an 1.5 inch Forstner bit to drill the hole.
1.5 inches, yeah, 5/8 deep. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the bottom is just a little bowl on the bottom to hollow out the bottom.
Okay, any more on that?
I want to say that that's a tremendous showing. I mean, that's just terrific.
Bob Bueller's got one there. Let's just highlight you here, Bob.
Wow.
You're muted.
Yeah, the finial is maple, and I'm not sure of the ball, if it's a red, kind of a tight grained wood, but I don't even know what kind of wood it is.
Is it hollow?
Maybe a 3/8 hole through there to glue the top and bottom on, but otherwise, no, it's a solid. So it's kind of heavy.
Very nice.
Very
Thank
pretty.
you.
I like the
Very nice.
contrast.
Johnine, any comment at the end of this, now that everybody's shown their stuff?
I'm just super excited that we had that many in the first month. So that's fantastic. I'm looking forward. I'm excited for the themed challenges, especially to see what everybody comes up with. So I'm just really thankful.
I got a question. You said next month, it said captivated.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so what I already said, I'll try to clarify, is that it's a theme, but you get to interpret the theme. So if captivated to you means that you're going to do a captive ring, that counts. If you decide that you're going to turn something inside something else because something is captive inside a larger piece, that counts. You could interpret that a number of different ways, and any of them, as long as it's off the theme of captivated, then it counts. So for the engineers in the group, that might be a little, if you're very precise and about things, this may be an opportunity to get out of the box, be a little more loose, or if you're used to doing treenware or something, and this is a chance to get more artistic, then take the opportunity to do that. It's just meant to stretch everyone, kind of get out of your comfort zone if you can, and to have fun with it. Does that help, Larry?
Yes.
So Janine,
There you go.
just an aside, if you can see this one, can you put me
There
on
he is.
spotlight? I don't know.
Yes, I'm going to spotlight you. I just couldn't find you.
There. A number of years ago, when Ray Simmons was the president of the club, he wanted us to make something that would fit through a 4-inch square as closely as possible. So I decided to make a 4-inch square and drill a ball out of the middle of it, just to piss off Ray more than anything.
You'd like to do that, don't you?
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things that appealed me. But anyway, that's captivated. Put it that way.
That is exactly right. Yes.
Could we get an email of each month's what race?
It's on the website. John, Mike, website, if you got it there.
You can get to the club website. It's there. I'll also post as a separate little video Johnine's introduction tonight to the whole program, and also this segment of the meeting where we all did the ornaments. So that'll also be there as a little video that you can show and you can share.
Good.
Doug mentioned the 4-inch square. Here's what I made for a 4-inch to fit through the 4-inch square. Little top, about 1 inch long.
I love it.
I'm going to have to confess that it was doing that project that I saw it into my hand in 2014, I think, or 15.
Yeah.
I will note that even though Janine didn't say it, that she done safely that we do for the club challenge.
Well, thank you very much for everyone who provided an ornament, and especially thanks to Janine, who is getting us going on this. It is going to be interesting to see, just things I never thought I would see tonight, the different kinds of ornaments. That's fantastic.
If someone might share the COVID ornament, my infectious disease colleagues would just absolutely love it if somebody could send me a picture of
We'll
it.
do that. It'll be available on the website, and I'll send a pic to you too as well.
Thank you. It will be a big hit. Thanks.
Johnny, I got a picture of this. I got a picture of that COVID thing online. That was a CDC picture, the gray body of it. And
sure, I'm familiar, but yours is much better.
And Judy, very nice to meet you. I'm Janine. We haven't gotten a chance to meet, but I will wave at you virtually.
Hello. I can't hold a candle to what you guys are turning, so I didn't do this. One day.
Oh,
Yeah.
My gosh, yeah, we all start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We all start somewhere.
Right. Thanks. Nice seeing what you all did. It's great.
Thank you.
Arlene, thanks for taking the lead on this. Appreciate it,
Absolutely. Happy to do it. Thanks for supporting it.
for sure.
Okay, John, you have some videos for us.
Actually, I do. I have two videos to show you. They're both short. They're about 5-minute videos. One is about Keith Louderback, our member, with his it's a clipping out of a longer video we've made of Keith showing his ornaments. And the other is Barry and I went looking at Martin Stolpe's wood stash. Which of those would you like to see first? Should we wrap up ornaments and then look at Martin?
Keith.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
We have a half-an-hour video of Keith. It's really quite good. And I'm going to be posting it on the website and probably showing it at coffee hour. I don't think we want to show the full half-hour one here. Is that right?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, so here's Keith's holiday ornaments video.
I built this grinder base, and this is where I store my wood for my Christmas ornaments that I make. And some of them you can see I purchased some of the wood, but some of the wood, as you can see, James Buchanan, Magnolia from James Buchanan, the Stauffer Mansion. There's several different historical things in here, but this is a local maple, but pieces for bodies, pieces for finials, and that's I found it to be very useful because it gives me weight on the grinder base. And then the ornaments, different ornaments.
Is that your specialty?
Yeah, a lot of people want those, yeah. This is from the South China Sea, the South China Sea, ebony. And again, with this larger ornament, I'll show you another one as well. With these sea urchins, I put a skewer, barbecue skewer. I drill a hole in the finial, drill a hole in the top finial, and put them together. And again, I press them just snug because of the fragileness of the sea urchin. Most of them that I make, I think I did this presentation at the club. Maybe I didn't. I did at the Harrisburg Club, Susquehanna Club. This is an inside-out turning where you use 3 pieces. If you can see 3 pieces of wood you glue together, and you turn the inside first, you break it apart, put it back together, and then you do the outside. This is certified olive wood from Bethlehem, Israel. And the top and the bottom are holly, so it's a perfect story. The holly represents the birth of Christ.
Okay.
And this is actually from the land and the town where he was born. This is a piece of blue beech from the Conservancy down Lancaster. This is and again, you can see the grain. It's really pretty. And what's interesting about it is the grain goes horizontal and vertical. Really easy to turn. Very nice to turn. Nice finish on it. And that's just a cherry finial on it. You know, people ask me, how long does it take me to make an ornament? From beginning to end, it takes me now about an hour and a half just to turn both finials, the body, hollow the body. You know, about an hour and a half. It used to take me, and I shouldn't tell you this, 45 minutes. but I can't do that anymore. It's just, again, for beginning wood turners, excellent project because again, they spindle turning and it's, you know, you can scrape or you can cut, you know, you can do some, some grooves, some rounding. And this is, I put a tag on it. It says, here's the scoop. It says, to preserve my finish for years to come, wash me by hand when the dipping is done.
Good job, Keith.
So how'd you like that?
Beautiful.
That was good.
Like I say, there'll be a longer half-an-hour video showing Keith's wood stash in his shop and more of the pieces that he's turned. That'll be up on the website. There's also on the website a PDF from Keith about making the hollow ornament with 3 pieces where you're the inside-out turning. And there's also a little collection of pieces from Wood Turning Fundamentals on some various ways of making ornaments. So with the video we're going to get tonight and what that other stuff is going to be quite a package on holiday ornaments on our little club's little website. I just love it.
John, do you know how he got the manger scene on the inside of that inside out?
I don't know how he did that. I hope he'll show up one night and you can ask him. I don't know. Anybody else? Ron might know. Do you know Ron? Or
Yeah, I've made a lot of inside out turnings. I've never done any with decorations inside, but you'd have to put that in before you do your turning. After you turn the 3 pieces around, you set your piece inside and then put the 3 together and glue them.
Yeah.
Most of what I've made is 4 pieces, but I've done some 3s also. But yeah, you'd put that in before and then you glue it permanently with your little decoration on the inside.
But if you, Ron, if you temporarily glued when you turn the outside or do the inside out and then took it apart, you could still glue it together after you're finished the turning, couldn't you?
Yeah, I don't glue the first turning. I use double-sided tape and wrap it with that string tape on the outside.
Yeah.
Then I cut that off and turn it around for the last, and then you're going to glue it permanently. Before you do that, that's when you put your little insert in.
But as I said, when you turn it around, if you use a double-sided tape technique like you use on the initial turning, you could put something in after you're completely finished, if you is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason I'm saying that is I can't imagine doing the turning with something suspended in there without it breaking up. So you'd have to do something to make sure you didn't have it suspended while you're turning.
Yeah.
I think he had some beautiful little I don't know if it was a laser cut piece or what, little creche scene inside that.
Yeah.
And I think he put that, or maybe it was a little embroidery. I'm not sure. And I think he put it in after the turning and finishing.
Some of them are small enough they can go in between the windows, but and some of them are glued in, so they're permanent in there.
Gockenauer makes a lot of those with tree hollow shapes in it. You can see those in the Gockenauer video on the website too.
You got any comments, Bob? You're on.
I don't think Bob puts anything on the inside.
No, I don't put anything on the inside, but you ought to try them. Get me one over there. I'll get my wife to get me one. I'll show you.
Yeah, I have.
I started in making an ornament to sell in my shop. I made a tree, I think. Here's a tree. You can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the tree only doesn't appear until you turn it the second time after gluing it back together.
Right. But the first I made, I signed them and
Rose.
Crazy's frozen.
Well, the tricky part of making a tree is, or any inside out ornament, when you do the first turning, what you're turning is the negative space. And so it's hard to visualize it.
And then after a while, I ran out of different shapes. So I made a Saturn, which was hard to make, but I only made 50 of them. But it didn't sell too good, and then I sort of quit that. So got a bunch out there. Here's
likes the trees.
Here's the Saturn.
Oh.
If you can see that or
not. Okay.
Is that disc turned, Bob?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hollow. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, that's another one where you could turn it as two little bowls and then put the disc in after.
You could, yeah, but I don't think I did. I didn't think of that then.
Thanks, Bob.
Here, I got one to show you here quick. You're talking about inside out.
There you are.
If you can see,
there you
this
go.
is like a 4-piece, Ron, what you said.
Yeah.
But there's a finished Christmas tree in there. My wife said the tree is a little too big for it, but I didn't realize that at the beginning. But
you glued the tree in as you were putting the four together, right?
Well, you turn the tree separate.
Yeah.
And then when you break it apart, for the final assembly, the 4 pieces, that's when you glue it in. And in the end, Doug, you were saying something, this is turned while that tree is glued in there, and the walls are very thin. You can see here, you have to, very, very delicate.
Yeah.
So,
but the tree,
I only ever made one of these.
The tree itself is pretty strong inside there. It's not, the actual trunk of the tree is well glued, would you say?
Yeah, it is. It's glued into the base here.
Yeah.
And it's pretty solid. So, but that's I only made one of these. I'd like to do it again with you guys talking about it, but she wants a snowman in the next one. So that's it.